And just get a little bit in your business. So I'm going to start out with you, Roger. Again, first question is this: um, if you had all the money or power necessary, what would you do or change that you feel will be most beneficial for the LGBTQ plus community?
Mm. Um, I would put that money towards mental health and having it a lot more accessible to those who are coming out, to those who are already out, to those who are dealing with depression, who are dealing with ageism. I would think that is paramount to our mental health. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Oh, yes. And again, same question for you, Kenyon. What if you had all the money, power necessary? What would you do or change that you feel would be most beneficial for the LGBTQ community?
Um, I think I would make it like not a necessary, but something that should be taught in school and not just like swept under the rug. Like, oh, you just get a chapter in your DARE yearbook or your health class. It's just like, oh, that's it. And then you're wondering, then you have all these children wondering like, well, what is it? How do I do this? Or, I feel like it should be, as you can teach any and everything else in school, why can't you just put this out there? Granted, people aren't going to latch onto it and do it for the rest of their lives. Who does calculus every day? I still
Right.
don't have my Pluto, whatever those things are. I don't do those things. So,
Right.
like, you could teach us that and it could just sit in our brain cells and never use it again, but you can't just teach these things. So I feel like it should be like, I mean, I know we have the internet nowadays, but there are certain states and schools that don't allow those type of curriculums. They don't even have Black culture in half of these damn schools. So I feel like it should be there. If it's real life, put it there.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, cool. So question number 2 is going to start with the quote first, and then the quote will be the question. So the quote is this: ask me not where I live or what I like to eat or how I comb my hair, but ask me, what am I living for? In detail, ask me, what is the one thing that's keeping me from living fully the way I want to live? And that's a quote by Thomas Morton. So the actual question is this: what is your goal in life and what is stopping you from achieving that goal? I'm going to go with you, Roger.
My goal in life is to tell stories about the human condition. And right now, nothing's stopping me. I'm not waiting for some studio to greenlight my stories. I'm telling my stories on my own. So yeah, nothing's stopping me. And my goal is to continue telling stories about the human condition.
Oh man, that confidence right there just smacked me upside the head. I love it. Yes, sir. What is your So I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What is your goal in life, and what is stopping you from achieving that goal?
I think my goal in life, I'm going to be a little selfish, I think is to live a full life. I want to live a full life, however that is, whether it's single, in a relationship, kids, no kids, whatever. I want to live a full life. And I think the thing that is stopping me is me, because you are your own worst critic, and I think perfection is always a stumbling block or a roadblock that you want to be like, it has to be perfect before I do this, it has to be perfect before I do that. And I think that stops me from doing a lot of projects that I want to do. It's like, oh, it has to be X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you just have to get out there and do it and jump and see where you land.
Right. Yes, sir. I strongly believe that as well. I preach and talk a lot about, the only person stopping you is you, and teaching people how to break that habit of stopping themselves. It only takes 21 days to break a habit. And, after the 22nd day, you be ready to roll, rolling with it in your mind. So it's a whole process I have to help people with that. But I strongly agree with that. I started with myself. So I agree with you when it comes to that. Now, this number three question is the most important one of them all. And the question is this: what is your deepest tea? Not the most important question, just kidding. But, let's call Homo's tea. We like to sip the tea here. So what is your deepest tea? I.e. something that you've never shared on social media before, but something that you are willing to share with us. Roger.
Really? You can go to Kenyon first.
Go to Kenyon first? Okay,
I have to think about it.
What is your deepest tea, sir? Something you never shared on social media, but something you want to share with us.
Well, I saw the question like when the pre-questions. I can't really think of anything I would want to share. I'm weird. I don't even like half the time showing, people film any and everything with like they're eating. I don't even do all that stuff. So
Right.
it's I don't have nothing that I would want to that I'm comfortable with.
No, got you. No, just keep it right now. Maybe next time. We'll come, maybe next time. Got you. All right, Roger, it's up to you. Do you have any deepest tea you want to share with us here?
I don't like being alone, actually, because I come from a big family. And so like during the COVID, the isolation was not good for me. I live alone, and I don't like being alone. So I know some people like Kenyon doesn't mind being single. Not that I'm saying I mind being single, but I just like people around, so I don't know if anyone has ever known that about me, but I like people around me.
Got you. All right, now that's okay. Thank you for sharing that. We got something now. We got something. We ain't walking away empty-handed. Okay, cool. This is question number 4. 2 more questions, then we're done, guys. I promise. Question number 4 is I'm gonna go with Kenyon on this one. First, what has been your biggest stumbling block, and along the journey, how would you say you overcame that stumbling block
On my journey to
on your path up? Being in your career. What has been your biggest stumbling block thus far in your path, and how have you overcome it?
I think my biggest stumbling block is probably multitasking, I guess. Because I would prefer to have more time to dive into the creative aspect and the acting and all that stuff, but also I'm a realistic thinker. Is the Capricorn in me. I need to make sure that I'm working, so I'm a hard worker, so I'm always working. So I think that's a little it's not a bad stumbling block, but it's a point where that I know that's my security net, so I need to do this. And so that's, I guess, a little stumbling block that I would say on my journey or my path to acting and being a creative.
Gotcha.
Focusing on the survival job versus the other way around.
Gotcha. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, and I'm going to ask you the same thing, Roger. What has been your biggest stumbling block in your path up thus far, and how did you overcome it?
Well, my biggest stumbling block when I was younger was actually reading. I had a hard time reading quickly. And so as I got older, I learned I just kept forcing myself to read a lot more. And that's helped my writing. So now I type really fast. Sometimes, and Ken, you can tell you on the script, you'll see a lot of mistakes in terms of grammatically, but that's because I'm writing so fast and I'll miss a word or two or whatever. But that was one of my biggest stumbling blocks. And I used to be very nervous about that and I didn't want people to know that about me because I felt, dumb, but it was just that. And I also have a mild case of, is it dyslexia? I think it's just dyslexia where things are a little backwards for me.
Dyslexia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had to overcome that. And I think in writing and reading more, that's helped me.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And our last question, gentlemen, I'll go to Kenyon first. What is something that you would love to be left in a legacy time capsule for your work?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I honestly, I don't think. I think I guess a time capsule thing. Time capsule question is kind of like boxing me in, not boxing me in, but boxing in what I'm going.
Want to leave?
Okay. And I wouldn't want to be like, oh, well, just do this, and it'll be stuck in there, and I have something like
more monumental come through.
I don't want to I don't know, stifle myself in that box. I mean, I give myself all good clips. It would be perfectly fine. But the thing is, I'm my own worst critic, so I don't like watching myself. So I always feel like I do a horrible job. So I would have to have other people pick out what they think is good to put it in there, because if I'm picking it, it's not gonna work.
Gotcha. So we put you a nice good clips of some of your work in there to let people know who you were and what you stood for, and how you made it happen in the streets.
So,
got it.
Actually, up until this point.
Up until this point. Okay, cool. Awesome.
June 14, 2021.
June 14th, 2021. Right, exactly to the point. Okay, now you don't play. You like, oh, he sounded like an organized. He was playing. Okay, cool. Roger, last one. Question number 5 for you is: what is something that you would want left in a time legacy in a time capsule for your work? A legacy time capsule, excuse me, for your work.
To know that I wear many hats and am capable of doing many things, multitasking. So it would be my art. It would be knowing and showing that I wrote, directed, produced, did the cinematography, edited. That's what I would want in my time capsule, to know that I was capable of doing all those things. And it's not in a conceited way. It's so that another person can realize, because I often hear from people, I don't think I can do that. And it's like, but have you tried? You know, you need to try. Like Kenyon said earlier, you need to jump. You can't just keep waiting on perfection. Perfection
Absolutely.
is unattainable. You have to try.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, gentlemen, okay, this has been an experience, and thank you guys so much for being here with us for all the tea right here on Burst TV. So the last thing that we can do at this point at the end of the show is, once more let people know where they can find you, and that way if they want to stay tuned to what you have going on and also want to be able to ask questions because you guys gave some great advice today, you might have some people want to reach out and ask. So start with you, Roger. Let people know where to find you and all that good stuff since they want to reach out and touch.
On Instagram and Twitter, it's Director Roger. And you can watch all my shows on omeprotv.com, OMEPROTV.com.
Which soon to be Amazon Prime one day, y'all, coming soon. Remember, you said it here. You said I pay attention. All right, Kenyon, talk to me, let people know where to find you and all that good stuff in case they want to reach out and touch.
Kenyon L. O'Brien across all social media platforms. It's very easy and simple. You just type it in, you'll find me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. If you want to hit me up, DMs. Can't say I'll get to them if they're not. They get in that off folder, the off folder.
Right.
So be patient. I'll get around to it. But yeah, if any advice or anything, Kenyon L. O'Brien, you hit me up.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And again, you're watching All the Tea right here on Burst TV. I am your boy at Troy Weeks Music, WEKES, on all social media, as well as we are Burst TV at Burst BERSTEAB on everything. Check us out, y'all. We're here. We got the week. This is week 111. So, of course, we'll be back again next week doing what we do best. So be sure to check us out. And we'll see you guys then. Y'all be safe out here in these streets and y'all stay tuned to what my guys got going on because they out here making moves in these streets.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you guys so much.